Okay, so welcome po to Pinoy Trading Channel. And for today's video, super interesting topic which is ang ating trading ego. So when you say trading ego, coverage na po neto yung ating psychology, patience, and any other mental issues when it comes to trading. Okay, and this topic would be very helpful para sa mga advanced trader na nahihirapan tumagos sa kabila. Okay? So when it comes with trading ego, sobrang daming topic ang pwedeng makover nito. Okay? Pero pinili ko lang muna dito kung ano yung sa tingin kong currently necessary based on my viewers' behavior. And number one dyan is overestimating themselves and then underestimating the market. So what do I mean by that, no? Sometimes I encounter people, traders, or minsan students din, no, na they think they are unicorn. Okay, when I say unicorn, they think they're one of a kind, na special sila when it comes to trading, that they can be profitable as fast as they can. And ang nagiging problema kasi dito, when you have the expectation of timeline kung kailan ka magiging profitable, ang nangyayari dito is napupurnada yung confidence nyo sa market, no? Kasi some of you, no, ginagawang pedestal kung gaano ako kabilis naging profitable sa market, which is dapat hindi naman. Kasi I have a different life experience na na-apply ko na lang nung dumating ako sa trading. Okay? I have life experience na nakuhaan ko ng values sa mga struggles and obstacles na nalampasan ko, and then na-apply ko na lang siya sa market. That is why minsan makakakita ka na sobrang bilis talaga ng progress nila when it comes to trading. And usually yung mga taong yon is yung mga accomplished na rin before pa sila pumasok ng trading. Yung mga values and discipline na nire-require sa market is dala-dala na kaagad nila. So ang nangyayari, technicals na lang yung aaralin nila. Kasi when it comes to psychology, discipline, and mental game, they already have it. Okay? And yun yung pinakamahirap na aralin, yung mental game natin bilang trader. So, wag nyong i-overestimate and then underestimate yung market. Now, you are not better or worse than anyone. Okay? Pantay-pantay lang tayo dito. Kasi kung ano yung chart na nakikita ko, yun lang din naman yung nakikita nyo. Okay? So, nagva-vary na lang ang mga bagay-bagay based on our market's perspective. Kung paano natin tignan yung market. And marami nang nagsabi nito and sasabihin ko uli siya to remind you that trading is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Okay? So, you don't have to compare yourself with those accelerated traders. Okay? Yung mga mabibilis na natuto nung pumasok sila sa market, because we have our own different journey. And kailangan ibaon nyo talaga yan sa isip nyo para ma-overcome nyo tong level na to. Okay? And sometimes I encounter students like that. Like, wala pa silang 1 week, but they're trying to consume all the educational materials in one go. Okay? Nagmamadali sila. And sinasabi ko, don't try to consume it in one go. Kasi sobrang dami mong malalampasang valuable lessons dun sa mga educational materials. Dahil naniniwala ako, hindi natin kayang mag-absorb ng information na sobrang dami sa mabilis na panahon lang. So, it takes time to digest everything na kinokonsume natin. Okay? And, ito rin kasi, no, may mga bagay talaga na kailangan upuan natin at bigyan natin ng panahon to analyze those errors. Okay? Kasi sometimes iniisip natin, it's just a random distribution of mistake. But most of the time, hindi kasi talaga siya random. And in denial lang tayo. Kasi nga paulit-ulit na siya nangyayari and gusto natin lampasan yung pain na yon. And instead na ang maging way natin para lampasan yung pain na yon is isolve siya and upuan siya directly. Ang ginagawa kasi natin is ina-avoid natin yung pain or mistakes natin, which is dapat hindi, no? So parang alam niyo yung magjowa, no, yung naghiwalay sila tapos sinasabi nila hindi masakit, di naman talaga masakit, and then 2 years 3 years na nakalipas, biglang puputok na lang, no? Samantalang yung kabilang side nag-mourn sila. Kumbaga hindi sila in denial. So na-release talaga nila. Kumbaga nabigyan nila ng panahon yung sarili nila to develop, no, or to digest that pain. So same thing lang din yon na pwede natin i-apply sa trading. We have pain na resulta ng mga mistakes natin sa trading. And alam natin meron talagang mali. So, we tend to skip that part din kasi, no? Subconsciously. So, that is why it's important yung journaling natin to plot kung ano yung specific mistake na yon. And sometimes, hindi mentor mo yung makakasolve nun, kundi ikaw lang din. Kasi mas kilala mo yung sarili mo kaysa mas kilala ka ng ibang tao. Okay? So, that's my number 1 when it comes to trading ego. So, malalim ba? So, marami pa tayong pag-uusapan. Next naman is yung underestimating the market. So, lagi natin nakikita sa advertisement is we beat the market, no? So, simple lang ang explanation dito. We don't beat the market because we are part of the market. Okay? So, market is not your enemy or friend. Market is neutral. Okay? And you are part of the market. Okay? Okay, so next naman ang ating number 2 ay strategy bias. Okay? So when it comes to strategy bias, ang pinakamarami nito sa tingin ko na nag-struggle sa topic na to is yung mga SMC or ICT traders. Okay? Because sometimes we tend to admire too much the mentor. No? Masyado tayong tumitingin sa mentor instead of the strategy itself. Hindi kasi porket nag-work sa kanya yon effectively, is ibig sabihin mag-work na rin siya sa'yo equally effective. Okay? So, what do I mean by that? So, kung hindi ka pang lower time frame, wag nyong i-force yung lower time frame sa sarili nyo. Okay? And same thing, kung hindi ka pang daily or weekly time frame or 4-hour time frame, 8-hour time frame, you don't have to trade that way as well. So, ang kailangan mo gawin is pwede kang kumuha ng mga values sa kanya kung ina-admire mo talaga yung tao. So, I have a lot of mentors na ina-admire ko yung mga works nila. Pero hindi ako nagte-trade based kung paano sila mag-trade. And ang problema rin kasi kapag we admire people too much, yung result na nila, yung nagiging pedestal natin sa ating trading strategy kasi kinakopya natin sila. Okay? So, sometimes they have good result and then tayo, ginagamit natin yung strategy na yon. And then, kapag hindi tayo nakakuha ng great result na ina-expect natin, we tend to blame the market na bakit hindi ka nag-work ngayon. Okay? So, it doesn't work that way. Yung strategy bias na yan, yung strategy na yan, dapat wini-weaponize mo lang yan based dun sa personality mo. Hindi based dun sa result ng mentor mo. So, I have students na nagte-trade quite differently kung paano ako mag-trade. So, ang nangyari is, binigyan ko sila ng edge and binigyan ko sila ng advice and educational materials. And then, nakikita ko may mga gumagamit ng volume profile, Fibonacci, no, which is, I have no idea kung paano yun gamitin. And meron akong bagong nirelease lang about candle patterns, and then some of them are using that candle patterns based dun sa current na wino-work nila. And kung naalala nyo si Kensman, na nagka-interview kami, sinabi niya rin, ICT yung strategy niya, pero yung market structure na is yung market structure na tinuturo ko online. So, yun yung ibig ko sabihin when it comes to strategy bias. Hindi mo kailangan maging exactly the same way kung paano mag-trade yung isang tao. All you have to do is weaponize that strategy. And ang nangyayari kasi kapag hindi siya nag-work, yun nga, we tend to blame the market. Tapos, pinupuwersa na natin yung setups. And doon na nagsisimula yung pagiging ulol nyo rin sa market. Okay? Doon na nangyayari yung revenge trade na nagsisimula ka na. And revenge trading nagsisimula yan kapag nakakakita ka na ng mga bagay na sunod-sunod. No? Na kahit hindi mo naman talaga siya nakikita normally kapag normal ka. So, I know that. I've experienced that as well. Kaya, nakaka-relate din ako sa marami. Okay? So, good setup sometimes, lumalabas lang yan. 2 to 3 times a week or sometimes wala. And then, kapag nabuang ka na sa market or naulol ka na sa market, biglang lumalabas na lang siya ng sunod-sunod, no? Pero ang totoo niyan, you're just strategy bias. Okay? Bias ka lang doon kasi hindi siya nag-work sa'yo. So, tulad nung sinabi ko sa number 1, upuan nyo yan. Tapos, i-complement nyo lang din yung strategy based dun sa personality nyo. Okay? So, next tayo. So, next naman, ito na yung para sa mga advanced trader na sinasabi ko kanina, is yung number 3 natin. Expecting a consistent profit sa market. Pero Sir Lotus, di ba dapat ganun naman talaga yung goal? Na magkaroon ka ng consistent profit sa market? Okay. So, there's a difference between consistently profitable trader and expecting a consistent profit in the market. When you say consistently profitable trader, it is about you being consistent on your trading processes. Okay? So, hindi kasi nagmamatter sa isang consistently profitable trader ang isang number of trade. Nagmamatter sa consistently profitable trader is yung large sample scale. Yun yung big numbers ng sequence of trades mo kung paano mo siya i-execute. And once na naging consistent ka sa processes mo, kapag nabuo mo na yung large sample scale or big number sequence of trades, it will just naturally result in profit. Whereas, expecting a consistent profit is para siyang 9 to 5 mindset. So, being a trader is not being an employee na kung saan pwede kang mag-expect ng kinsenas katapusan na sweldo. Okay? Ang profit mo sa market is kapag lumabas na yung trading edge mo. Okay? So, yun din kasi minsan yung malaking misconception dahil sa mga putang inang influencer, no? Hindi ibig sabihin, consistently profitable ka na, may lalabas na na-setup tuwing kinsenas katapusan. You are a trader, not an employee. Okay? So, being consistently profitable trader is about you being consistent with your trading processes. Okay? Despite of the result of your previous trades. Halimbawa, matalo ka ng 5 sunod-sunod na trade. Yung pang-6 ba, kaya mong mag-execute ng high quality trades na parang hindi ka pa natatalo ng 5 sunod-sunod. That's the mental game na kailangan meron tayong lahat. Okay, last, pang-4 is yung having a win streak or big trade or big payout. Okay? So, kung may nakalimutan ako dito na pwedeng maka-feed ng ego mo bilang trader, please pasulat dyan sa comment section. Okay? So, minsan ba napapansin nyo, may mga nakakapasa ng phase 1 na may target na 8 to 10%. And then, meron mga nagfe-fail ng phase 2 which is meron mas mababang profit target na 5% na lang. Okay? And the possible reason for that is your ego. or you're just being too overconfident. O kaya naman baka arrogant ka lang, no? So, your job is to be humble. And the market's job is to give you an edge. If you do his job, he will do your job. Okay? That's why it's important to keep yourself in check. Okay? So after netong win streak na to, o kaya ng big trade na yan, o kaya ng big payout, kung napapansin mo sa sarili mo na medyo mataas na yung emotion mo, try mo mag-break ng 24 to 48 hours na walang chart. Okay? Walang charting. And then balik ka na lang kapag mababa na yung AMATs. Okay? So, we might not be able to control our emotions, or we may not be able to pick what kind of emotions na dapat maramdaman natin towards a specific scenario. But what we can control is yung action natin or yung behavior natin. How we behave when that happen. Itong win streak na yan, big trade or big payout. Or vice versa. Lose trade, losing streak, or blown accounts. So, yung magiging reaction natin towards that scenario, that is something we can control. Okay? So, last piece of advice na lang na pwede kong i-contribute dito sa video na to is kung paano ba natin mas mamamanage ng maayos yung ego natin towards a positive or negative scenarios in our trading experience or journey. So, my last piece of advice is yung visualization in both positive and negative of the trading. So, visualize yourself hitting your take profit and hitting your stop loss. And when you get used into it kasi, that's something na parang sobrang normal na lang kapag dumating na. So, visualization is very important. Kasi naalala ko, nung hindi pa ako negosyante. Having a millions is something na parang I'm excited about. Pero nung visualize ko na yung mga bagay-bagay na gusto kong magkaroon ako, nung time na dumating na siya sa akin, is hindi na ako ganun ka-excited. Why? Because yung utak ko is na-condition na and expected na. Kaya, nung dumating siya sa akin, hindi na ako high emotionally. So, yun yung mai-recommend ko sa inyo. And when you visualize not only the positive side of the trading, but also the negative. Tulad niya ng sabi ko kanina, hitting your take profit and also hitting your stop loss. And i-distribute nyo properly. Okay? So, try to visualize hitting your take profit twice and your stop loss once. So, we're still trying to make a positive outcome, pero pinapractice kasi natin yung brain natin to manage those outcomes. And as much as possible, gusto natin yung end result natin is yung positive. Syempre, that's why 2-to-1 yung marirecommend ko na visualization. Hit your take profit twice, hit your stop loss once. Para kapag nagte-trade ka na, kapag pahit na yung stop loss nyo, hindi na kayo kabado. And kapag mahihit na yung take profit nyo, hindi na kayo ganun ka-excited masyado. So, sobrang madali na lang siyang i-manage. Okay? So, mind hacking. Okay? Mind hacking. So, that's the end of this video, and mag-notes kayo, and sana nakapag-provide pa rin ako up until now ng mga values para sa mga dear audience natin. Okay? So, adios.